Cosmos went up by a massive 35% on Friday's trading session, ending the week at a price of 53.5 cents. So should you buy the stock? Sit tight as we answer that by going through recent news as well as my chart analysis and price prediction. But before we do that, subscribe to our channel Stox 101 for regular stock market updates. CEO Greg Siokas said that he's excited to see the future of Cosmos Holdings as they strengthen their financials, and Greg is an exceptional CEO because he has not sold a single share of the company till date, and he rather invested over $10.6 million in the past 3 years, displaying trust in his work and vision. He further stated that he believes in improving profitability and growth-related sectors, while he also values the shareholder community and will always work to help them and keep them motivated. As for the big squeeze, volatility has taken hold of the stock, but it's a good opportunity for swing traders and risk-tolerant investors. With all that in mind, let's analyze the charts. So as you guys can see right here, we're now in the 1-day chart for Cosmos, and as always, we'll first analyze the 1-day chart, then the 1-hour chart, and to end it off, we'll get to the 5-minute chart. But right off the bat, we can see that ever since we did our last analysis, that was on 28th November, I believe, right? We can see that the stock has gone up a lot and gone down as well, and well, everything's been really volatile. And well, we'll first remove all of these previous drawings, and we can see that first, after our 28th November analysis, when I told you that a big squeeze is coming, we can see that after that, we first went up by pretty much 50 or 60%, right? Of course, a big part of it was just a gap up. After that, we did get a hard gap down, which was like pretty much 14%, went down by about 22% in a single day. After that, again, small gap down, about like 4 or 5% gap down, went down by another 34%. Next day, got a good gap up, 13 or 15, pretty much just 15%, and went up by again another 34%. And that's pretty much all that has been going on, right? Now, of course, we can see that over here, when we got these big falls, right, the volumes, of course, kind of fell down as well. We did get really strong volumes over here, 370 million, 400 million, 159 million, 242 million, 285, 147, 171, 215. So this is how it's been. And of course, we can see that volumes considerably went up when we got into this buying zone when the stock went up. So that, of course, is a good sign. Right now, if you ask me where the stock is headed, as I already told you in the previous part of this video, the CEO Greg is really crazy, right? He's amazingly crazy, and that's why I personally believe that the company has a lot of potential. And of course, if we look at the market cap, it's 44 million. So that's of course not a lot, right? There is a lot of room for growth. Why didn't this come down? Well, I'm sorry for that, right? So there is of course a lot of room for growth, and I personally believe that even if it touches, it can most definitely touch a market cap of like $500 million or $1 billion. That's not that difficult, right? So first up, well, I'd like to congratulate all of those people who bought the stock over here under the 10-cent range. They're really lucky, or I won't even call it luck, right? They just scored really well, and of course they made great returns. And I personally, if I were one of you, I honestly would have sold because of course in getting an 8 or 10x return is still great. But of course, if we consider the riskier part, right, for the more risk tolerant investor, holding until like it goes up to, let's say, a dollar, 1.5, $2, $10 even, right? Okay, let's not go that high. I probably won't say $10. 3 or $4 should be enough, right? But that's still a crazy return, right? That's 30x, 40x returns. And it's not every day that you get to see those returns in the market. And even if someone put, let's say, let's take an example that there's a guy named John, I don't know who he is, but he put in, let's say, $1,000 over here when the volumes were pretty, I won't say low, they were considerably above average, but they were still kind of low as compared to the current volumes, right? 5 million. So of course he put in $1,000 over here, and after that he sold it over here at 1,000% return. That's $10,000 in the matter of how many days? Let's see, pretty much just a little under 3 weeks, right? That's crazy returns. Most people won't be able to get 10x returns in an entire year, let alone 3 weeks. So that's of course great. But at the same time, will the stock replicate these returns? If you ask me, most probably it might, right? Again, that's a very gray answer, right? That's not definite. It might. Why? Because I personally am bullish on the stock, right? I did not get to trade it, sadly. But of course, I will be looking for a buying opportunity because now I can see that there is a small pullback building up. And with the entire market kind of getting into a deflationary trend, I believe that on Monday we might get a gap down and go down a bit. And once it goes below the 40-cent range, I probably will consider buying, right? Now, if you ask me why I didn't buy around our previous analysis, well, again, I just didn't think that it was a good price to buy at. Now, even if I did buy at that time, I personally, I think I would have gotten a great return for a single day, right? Still, like a 50% return in a single day, that's crazy, right? But then again, now, if we're talking about the entire conclusion, right? I already told you I'm bullish on the stock, but of course, I am bearish on the short term for like, let's say this week, right? This coming week, I personally believe it will be a bit bearish and it will pick up pace when MMTLP and other big short squeezes happen, and markets get a lot of trading volume from the what do you call them? I won't exactly call them meme stock traders or redditors. I'll just call them opportunity hunters, opportunists, right? Probably something like that. That's a good word. But anyways, I think that those people are the ones that would be interested in Cosmos the most, right? So once they get their focus shifted from MNTLP, they'll probably come up and hunt Cosmos. And once they're done doing that, right, of course, I do believe that the stock will cross $1 again, $2, $3, and after $3, it would probably be a big gamble. Even after a dollar, it would still be a big gamble because, as I already told you guys, it's a high risk stock, right? It's not for the everyday investor. It's only you can only invest money that you're willing to lose on this. And that's quite literally true because, of course, you won't be able to put a stop loss because there's literally no place for a stop loss, right? It's such a volatile stock. Let's say that over here, I'll give you guys an example, a quick example. Let's say that you purchased the stock over here at 6 cents, let's say, or 60 cents, I'm sorry for that. And you kept a stop loss at this low point that we made over here. Where is it? Wait, let me clear out all of these drawings. Over here, right? You thought that, hey, 45 cents, we can't really go that low again, right? But well, there goes your stop loss, right? A 30% stop loss won't work on the stock. So, well, you can forget your stop loss and strategies. This is a stock, where either you'll make money or you'll lose money. There's nothing else. It's just that. Now, with that being said, of course, we'll have to jump on into the 1 hour chart if we want to analyze the stock further. And now that we're in the 1 hour chart, we can see that we did get a lot of bearish momentum over here, but at the same time, the volumes faded away, right? We did not get very strong volumes. Of course, over here, we did get some strong volumes, but I personally would not pay attention to the volumes on the 1 hour chart. Over here, we can see that when we went up on, well, this was 2nd December, right? The 2nd of December, we went up, and of course, we can see that the first candle was rather I would say that it's pretty much on the verge of being an inside candle. So that's, when, for example, this candle over here is an inside candle. So you can see the example that, whenever we have wicks that are bigger than the entire candle's body, that's called an inside candle, right? So that, I use two candles mostly in my analysis. The first one is the pin bar candle, which of course you can see over here, right? These are pin bar candles over here, and even this one can, qualify to be a pin bar candle. But and this one, the other candles that I use are the inside candles, and that indicates indecision and increased volatility in the next candle. So of course we can see that we got, an inside candle and somewhat of an increased volatility. Inside candle, increased volatility, right? Inside candle, increased volatility, right? Of course, over here we did get a pin bar, went down, pretty strong one, right? We did get an inside candle over here. After that, increased volatility, right? So that pretty much works every single time, but I still won't say every single time because, of course, trading is risky, right? But with that, the price action currently indicates that we might be in for a positive reversal because this pattern that you see over here is actually the reverse, or rather the opposite of a negative pattern that I've commonly used, and I'll quickly explain that as well. It usually happens when you get a red candle, which of course is a pin bar on the lower side like this, and it's followed by a green candle, which is a pin bar on the upper side. So this usually indicates a reversal to the lower side, but now we can see that we have something that's quite literally the opposite, right? So of course we can see that we have a red candle to the upside and a green candle to the downside, and this probably will indicate good momentum on the upside on Monday. But that's of course not what I exactly wanted, but I personally still think that there is a possibility that we'll get resisted over here around 55.5, or on the upper resistance around 60 cents. So that of course will remain a possibility, but to analyze the stock further, let's quickly jump on into the 5-minute chart. And now that we're in the 5-minute chart, we can see that over here, again, increased volatility, right? Pretty good day. Over here, we'll first start by analyzing the beginning of the day, the first few candles, right? We got some crazy volume, got a reverse engulfing pattern that indicated this fall. After that, somewhat of a pin bar on the upside, started off this massive trend, right? Of course, we did get a negative pin bar as well over here, but it was followed by a green candle. Now, whenever a red pin bar candle is followed by a green candle, right, you can expect that that red pin bar candle is probably cancelled out, right? Now, whenever we get a green pin bar candle, right, it goes both ways. Whenever we get a green pin bar candle on the upside and get a red pin bar candle on the next one, that probably is a bad sign, right? I'll show you an example as well over here somewhere in the chart. So, for example, over here, right, but this is a reversal pattern, so it doesn't count. Let's see. Where is the pin bar candle? We didn't get any over here. Yeah, we did get one over here, right? Where we got a pin bar on the upside followed by a red candle. So that, of course, was a bad sign, but that does not seem to have worked over here. But never mind. We can see that we got a support over here around 46.95. Of course, I'm talking in cents, so that's around 47 cents. We do have another support around 50 cents pretty much, right? 50.3 cents. Resistance 53.6. Another resistance, the top that we made around 60.1, right? Pretty much just 61 cents. Why did I say 60.1? I don't know. We do have another one at 55.25. Support around 57.05. Right now, of course, I'm not exactly referring to them at the current price, but of course the previous price that I'm marking them on base of, right? So if we look at the current price action, we only have one support, and that's pretty definite at the 53-cent level. But of course, with that, if you ask me what's going to happen on Monday, as I already told you, let's quickly look over here as well. We did get some good support, but I'm kind of certain that we got squeezed in over here. So that's of course not a good sign. And of course, we were in a bearish trend to begin with, and we did get some bearish signs over here as well. So that probably will equate to the stock going down further, right? And that, of course, is my personal favorable scenario. And I, of course, as I already told you, I will try to create a position somewhere around here in the 40-cent range once it goes down over there. But what happens? Well, I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong. The stock could go up on Monday. So that's, of course, why you should remember that this most definitely is not financial advice, and you should always do your own research before you trade. If however you enjoyed my analysis, be sure to hit the like button. If you did not enjoy it, be sure to hit the dislike button. You can subscribe to our channel Stox 101 for more such videos. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.